92.7 WOBM. Good morning, Shawn and Sue with you with Train on this brand new Wednesday morning, 7:42. We've got 57 degrees. And joining us right now from Immediate Care Medical Walk-In, Dr. Evan Wright is with us. So we're going to talk about spring and this blast of summer weather we've got coming up and how it affects our health. Doctor,
Right.
Good morning. Welcome.
Hi,
Good morning.
Doctor.
Good morning.
How you doing today? So let's start with spring before we jump right into summer, which we're going to do today. Let's talk about allergies. That is something that, I talk about a lot with your commercials and Immediate Care Medical Walk-In. It's that time of year, right?
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of people come in with allergy symptoms or symptoms that can overlap with illnesses. So, and allergies are involved heavily this time of year. So we're seeing a lot of that.
Now, with springtime comes the kids, and Sue, you still having a child in school, they start going out more. They've got, outdoor activities and
Ticks.
sports. Sports injuries, we'll get to the ticks, but sports injuries, she's only worried about the ticks, Doctor.
Sorry,
but
Doctor.
we start to see kids outdoors more, so we see more sports injuries. Right?
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of concussions actually from sports injuries, and there's a lot of new concussion protocols that are out there now. So we're really trying to emphasize if you do suspect that your child may have had a concussion or any type of head injury, to indeed bring them into the urgent care and be evaluated.
Yeah, because, there's a lot of outdoor things going on. I mean, and kids can, simply fall off the swing.
Sure.
Doesn't necessarily have to be in the sports as well.
Scary.
So Sue is very obsessed with ticks, and it is that season. Do you guys see an increase now with spring? People come in, I guess
Trying
not
to get the
everybody
ticks out
Not
that are in
everybody
the
wants
head.
to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We are seeing a lot of increase in tick bites and tick exposure. As you know, New Jersey is one of the highest incidence of Lyme disease in the country, actually, along with Massachusetts. That said, when you receive a tick bite, your incidence of actually contracting Lyme is actually still pretty darn low. But we'd like people to come in, be evaluated. There are medications we can give early on to prevent the disease from possibly taking hold. And then certainly sometimes blood work is indicated to make sure that you do not have a Lyme infection.
Good to know. Now, Dr. Evan, true, just to try to get them out, God forbid they're stuck in there.
Sure.
It's so hard for a mom. I know this happened to me last year when the tick was sort of in her head. They have all these kinds of things. Well, trying to get it out. Why not just go to you and you can help them get it out?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we do recommend removing the tick as soon as you can. However, a lot of times, even after the tick is removed, some of the mouthpieces or parts of the head can actually be left in the bite itself, and it's important to extract that. Also, if you're bringing the tick into the office, we can maybe identify the tick, determine if it's a deer tick or a Lone Star tick.
Good to know.
So if in doubt, come on in.
Absolutely.
It is basically what we want to do. Let's talk about how we're going to spring from spring right into summer. For the next 3 days, we've got a mini heat wave coming in. And for a lot of folks, may not be prepared, but, it's time to start thinking about sunburn on a day like, the next couple of days we're going to have. And hydration, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things we see a lot is just because it's not maybe in the 90s or even hundreds outside, you can still get a horrible sunburn, even with the weather just being in the 80s or even low 90s. The minute the sun comes out, everyone starts running to the beach right away. And I live near the beach, and we see it. And we're seeing some pretty severe sunburns. People aren't really prepared. Because it's not hot out doesn't mean that you can't get burned. It's also important to stay hydrated at the same time.
Yeah, these are things that you want to think about with the heat. It is a National Urgent Care Month, and that means that the staff you're giving, props to, and we've been talking about that on the air as well, the great staff, and reminding folks that you're being recognized for the great work that you're doing.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited. It draws a little attention to what we do in urgent care and the services we provide. We just want to make a mention that our urgent care facility in Edison is actually having their ribbon cutting tonight. And that's in Wick Plaza on Route 1 up in Edison, New Jersey. And we have a new center in Brick. They'll be having its ribbon cutting very soon, but it is open currently. And, we like the increased attention coming to the urgent cares. It's really a growing field.
They've been doing a fantastic job. We have 3 locations now, Lacey, Toms River, and now, as you said, open in Brick as well.
Absolutely.
So, hats off to all the folks. Because let's face it, urgent care, is what it is. It's urgent. And, often, folks need that comfort and care when they come in because they're in a situation, obviously, of urgency. So,
And maybe instead of running to the emergency room, there you go.
Precisely. I mean, the idea is sometimes people can't get that appointment with their doctor on the same day, their primary care doctor, and maybe the emergency room is very busy, or maybe it's something that really doesn't warrant emergency room care. that's really the niche that we fit into, and we're happy to see anyone who wants to come by and be evaluated.
Now, one thing urgent care, immediate medical won't do, you won't get the pollen off our cars, though, right?
No,
you guys
absolutely.
you guys are not in charge of doing anything with the pollen on the car, right?
I don't think I'll get reimbursed by your insurance for that.
Dr. Evan Wright, thanks so much for coming in and talking about, the different things with the change of season that we deal with now here at the shore. So thank you for being with us.
Dr. Evan.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, let's take a quick look at the weather, Sue. Speaking of it becoming summertime, today is the first day of our mini heat wave.
Yeah, definitely. There's a code orange out there. The first